Hello and welcome to Presence Practice with Poonam and Parker. Hey, Poonam.
Hey, Parker. Good evening.
Hello. Hello. Thank you. And to you as well. So
Thank you.
I am here with you from the same time zone, but a few states away. And this is the first time I'll be recording here. And I'm hoping that you'll see some consistency in the space around me. And because it has been challenging, but now it is much easier, and I'm grateful for that. So, which brings me to the topic for today is uh, at peace with chaos, harmony. How do we become harmonious with chaos? And the short answer is to say yes to everything and drop the story making, because we couldn't possibly understand why something is being either broken down or is going away, a dissolution of something, or someone appearing and ruffling our best made plans and making chaos out of them, or a situation coming in and doing the same. It's so seductive to start telling stories. So I will share with you that when I saw Eckhart's topic for this month's video release, is it called Order and Chaos?
Chaos and order.
Chaos and order. Chaos and order. I said that is so timely, as his work always is. Every month it seems to be like following some sort of energetic current that we're all taking part in, manifesting as various situations in our lives. But none of it's that important. I encourage a lot of levity. When I was moving 2 states away, I had somebody moving me that was sort of, it could not stay centered. It was impossible for them. And we were in an enclosed space, a box truck with a trailer behind it, going up and down mountains. And I had difficulty hearing, so hard of hearing, and a loud truck. And so I could just hearing this noise and then this chaos, losing things all the time. And my nature tend to be fairly organized. Even if it's complicated, I will sweep the way. I won't miss anything. It's a sort of an innate gift, and what a beautiful opportunity it was and is still, with a big move and bringing my sister and nephew to stay here with me. So, and if my mind is caught up in the story making of it, I can't see the beauty of what's happening here. And in 1 week, remarkable healing that my sister has experienced, and to see them both at ease after such hardship, and every day little pieces of the roughness just drop away with the illness and the city change, and everybody's been working together so beautifully. It's been a very peaceful but very chaotic time. And I was listening to Eckhart's video, and he said when you bite into an apple or a piece of fruit, that apple that was in perfect order is now experiencing chaos. And the apple's not, he didn't say this, but I'm going to add this because I felt this like deeply. I felt like he said, so the apple's going to turn into a different energetic form. It's going to give energy to this form. But if the apple starts to look at you taking a bite, ruining this perfection, the apple doesn't do that. And it also doesn't know that what the end of the story is, that everything is going somewhere, and it's all for our highest good. It's all what we need to experience in that moment, because that's what's happening. And say, yes, thank you. Here is an opportunity for liberation and growth. And we can also see when we're pushed into chaotic circumstances, how much of our practice is in play. How deep has that become? Because the point of meditation is to create a new habit. It's to create a hospitable place, a friendship inside with this experience, so that when we move, the meditative experience moves more fully with us moment by moment in our present moment. So something is happening and there's space between what's happening and any thoughts about it. And we could just very easily let it be, which means that we don't start analyzing it or trying to make it better or figure it out. So I would say on that trip, if I were grading myself overall, I would say B, maybe even a B plus. And overall, it's been a wonderful experience to not need to know or not need to meet deadlines. That they're not arbitrary, they're all connected together, but to decide that it's chaos almost brings more chaos. But if we decide that we don't know, and when we're tired or we need to lay it down, we lay it down. Doesn't need to be complete. And the peace that we talk about becomes the most important thing, right? So that is the work. That is the work. I think we've all experienced some kind of chaos, big and small. And it's our work to just sit with authenticity, to just sit with what is true in that moment, and not expect ourselves, oh, I'm too spiritual, this should not be happening. I have been doing my practice and here I am with all this anger and upset. Or, well, it's just the same energetic vibration. It's the ego hopping over here to judging the situation, over here to judging yourself for judging the situation. You can unknot it all by just dropping it like a hot potato. And solidarity. Today, this morning, I was making on my list to get something done 30 minutes. Maybe I need 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most. I had all properly set it all up. I just needed to go and take care of it. And it was nearly 4 hours later, still working on it. And I'm going to drop it. And then I dropped it. And so when I realized I couldn't move it anymore, I just lay it down and just allow it to be. And whatever the solution will be. And no amount of upset is helping it. So I encourage anyone that's experiencing reactivity and chaos, first of all, here's a big hug. Here's a big hug. And I'm sure Punim has one for you too, because it can be very challenging. And I want to celebrate with you because it's a beautiful opportunity to get clear on where our edges are, where our expectations are, where our shoulds are, and just sink more fully into the flow of life. The caterpillar is doing a metamorphosis, and let's just be there and be there for each other and celebrate that when we're experiencing that with others along the path. A deep commitment to what is and what is true, which are the facts of the situation, never the story making. So I thank Eckhart Tolle and for the staff at the Eckhart Tolle TV for putting that timely video up. There was a big astrological Pluto Capricorn something. I don't know the language very well, but I do like reading about the energies emitting from all these planets and stars and what that, I don't know enough about it, but I find that it's beautiful because you can kind of see. And so there was a lot of chaos that came from that. It continues to flow from it, sudden events, that sort of thing. So, hey, Pinham, you've been quiet in this video.
I think he also, so that talk was done in Greece in year 2018, because they gave us the bonus, as a bonus for School of Awakening, they gave us all the videos from that retreat in Greece. And in that talk, doesn't he talk about Heraclitus, Pantare, everything flows? And there's a very famous quote from Heraclitus or Heraclitus where he says, you don't enter the same river twice, because nor is it the same river, and nor are you the same man. So that kind of points to we are constantly evolving as human beings. So the next time that so consciousness is flowing through us, and as consciousness is flowing through us, we are a different state of consciousness even 2 minutes later in chronological time, right? And so the basic chaos and order is, yes, destruction is needed, but always remember that impermanence is what is permanent, right? Impermanence of form. Once we know of our presence from that experience, from that what is eternal, we can always see that things are impermanent. Yeah, it may be challenging this very moment, but the next moment, effortless grace may arise where somebody may give us some money. If you're running out of funds, somebody may loan us some money. I feel what I see of myself years back, I think the ego wants order. The ego wants that checklist, right? The to-do list. I'm going to do this, 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 this. If the groceries are done, I'm going to have these 10 items. And what if he forgot one item? Right?
Well,
So, I mean, recently in the last week or two, what I've experienced, like Mondays are the day that my son does groceries, right? So we get fresh vegetables and fruit on this day. He's forgotten to order the groceries. So it's like in the morning while he was leaving for school, I asked him, "Did you order the groceries?" He said, "No, mommy, I forgot." That is what is. My old self would have yelled at, like if it was my ex-husband, I would have yelled at my ex-husband and said, how can you forget the most important? I mean, what is more important than food at our table, right? How can you forget our food or something? But with him, I just said, okay, can you do it tomorrow? And then I'll have to figure out, normally that is my lunch. I take my lunch to work. And so tomorrow I'll have to figure out lunch, what I'm going to do for lunch. The same thing, I gave him a list for Target to do certain things, and he forgot one item. So I ran up to, remember I told you on Saturday I won't be able to talk to you until 4 p.m. And that was because I had to go to CVS Pharmacy and pick up that item. Right, so my thing is I'm not gonna go to a huge grocery store, but on my way to drop off laundry, but I never told him, why did you not pick it up, or why did you forget, or no blame, nothing, right? So there is such a flow. Okay, this is the challenge. I'm looking for this item, I'm run out of it, right? It's an item like an essential, like a toothpaste, right? So now I need to go. It's not like I can say I'm not going to get that item, right? I have to go get it because I use it every day. So I said, okay, I'm going to the dry cleaners on the way. I'll stop at CVS, pick up a few things, pick that up too, and then go to the dry cleaners, come back, and then talk to you later. Yeah, instead of talking to you, what I would have wanted was be able to talk to you immediately. But my thing was, okay, now I need to do all these things, so I can only talk at this time, right? So it just
I
adjusts, it's an adjustment, right? And you flow,
mhm.
and it's perfect. The
Yeah.
flow is perfect. It's peaceful, very peaceful day.
I would say that so in Eckhart's video, he said that order is good, and I think order is a natural result of being in the flow. It's like a dance you do through life, and the decisions that we make are smarter. Like when I was moving here, it I picked up bed sheets and put them in the drawers of two dressers that were going to go in these new people's bedrooms down here. I never, all the moves I've made in my life, I've never done anything like that. And so it's sort of like it just remained present, and then the higher intelligence enters our behavior, and the result of that is good order. And the purpose of this video, kids, is that we all like recognize that it's when chaos comes in and ruins our perfect order is where we can see where we've been attached. But I love that. You just do the next thing. So I needed to call movers and tell them to come the next day rather than this day because the trip was taking much longer. And you needed to just get up and go do the thing at CVS. But we don't turn it into a problem. We just go and do it next. But I give myself the B plus around reactivity because I still found that I talked about it. So that's like a thing where we're like, I am spiritually superior to this situation, and that's not what I was doing. I'm always mindful of that kind of spiritual arrogance because it's like kind of opposite of everything that we learn. But we can want to deny that there's reactivity in us because we can't believe that it's in us. But there it is. And we're not done doing the work. We're still in these meat suits. So the work is still, the story is still unfolding. And thank you for sharing your experiences too. And here's your hug. Big hug
Thank you.
for Tina. Okay.